Hi there, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady, and I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. I have a book out. Check it out on Amazon, Wendy Myers, Lessons from the Landlady. And our question for today, let's jump right into it, is how to create payment plans with tenants for rental payment, okay? How to create payment plans on that rent. Our goal, obviously, is always to get full rent on time every single month. But we know we're dealing with human beings, and we're dealing with people that are going to sometimes disappoint you or sometimes have life situations. Don't we all have some situations, right? The radiator goes out in the car, you need a new refrigerator, you get a sick kid, you got to take time off work. We all have these human issues that can happen. So taking that into account, we have put in place a few things that help us with doing some rent payment plans. And our first thing is that we allow our tenants to pay late rent twice per calendar year, okay? And they can't be consecutive, and because we don't want you to get too far behind, more than a month behind, right? But we allow you to do it twice, no questions asked, right? In fact, I'd rather not hear your sob stories, right? You don't want to hear my sob stories. I don't want to hear yours, right? I'm allowing you the ability to pay rent late because life happens. So you can come to me and we can do that. So the second thing as part of that is we do have late fees, and we will enforce those. For us, after on the fourth day of the month, you get your 3-day grace period. 4th of the month, a 10% late fee goes immediately into effect. I know a lot of other landlords who stair step it through the month because they're trying to get it in, right? They don't want you to linger out there where it gets harder and harder and you get further behind. So we always do charge the late fees, even on that twice per calendar year, right? Third thing is the payment plans are written down and both parties sign them. This is a legally binding document, right? Just like everything else. And we have that in our lease that we do allow those late payments with a signed form that is legally binding for both of us to do that. And that being said, we still give the tenants the 3-day notice, right? They still get that notice. If they miss that late payment, then we can immediately file the eviction, right? So that's all spelled out in our paperwork. And so that's definitely something you want to do. And the last thing you want, is for a tenant to get more than a month behind. So the day they miss that payment, eviction goes in place because you've already let them go late. And then if they can't keep to that, it may just get worse and worse, and they might get farther and farther behind, which will make it hard for you to get that rent payment that you need. The last thing you might want to consider when it comes to payment plans is you may have a tenant who's always going to pay rent late. Maybe they get paid on the 15th of the month. You have everybody else on the 1st. This person comes to you and wants to do that 15th of the month. It's a good tenant. You might want to work that out. I would recommend that you do some sort of administrative fee. It costs you more time and money to remember on the 15th that you're collecting from one other person. Or you have people that say they want to pay every paycheck that they get. That's kind of a nightmare for you to have to track that. So you should be compensated for that. It can certainly work out, and it can certainly help with people who are not great at budgeting, right? And they get that cash and they immediately spend it. You want to hit them on that day, right? They get paid, they pay you. But it does create some havoc in your system, especially if you want to grow and get more people and you want to keep everybody on the 1st of the month like I do. If you're going to go outside those parameters, you may consider payment plans, but you will want to add in some sort of administrative fee for you because you are taking on a little bit more risk and you are taking on a little bit more work, right? And you should be compensated for those things in those types of situations. So there you have it. Those are my ideas for payment plans, because sometimes life happens and people do need to pay late. And you can make some money off that with late fees. Just make sure you put things in paper and writing, and you don't allow people to do it chronically. And if you do allow them to do it chronically and you're keeping a good system, then charge those fees there. So thanks. I hope you've learned something about payment plans. Do you allow payment plans? I'd love to hear about it. Shoot me a comment. Hit subscribe so that we can keep talking real estate here. I appreciate all of you because it is not easy being a landlord and a landlady, and we're all in this together. Thanks. Have a great day.